guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm KimB22, and in today's video I will be doing a Q&A. So I put up a post on my Instagram asking you guys to ask me anything that you wanted to know about social work, and I also put it on my community tab. And I will say I am thankful for all of you who have responded, because there's so many of you who have responded and I didn't think I was going to get that many questions. So thank you for that. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It will be in my description box. But before we get into this video, if you are not, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I am almost at 2,000 subscribers, you guys. I'm so excited. And also I will be doing a giveaway once I hit 2,000, so please go ahead and subscribe and stay on the lookout for my giveaway. As well as make sure you guys like this video and comment in the comment section. Just try to engage on my videos, because I feel like there's so many people out there that may want to do social work, and a lot of you have questions about social work but you're unsure. And I feel like there are a lot of people out there that have the same questions and feel the same way. But the more you guys engage into my videos, then the algorithm will get my videos out there and I will be able to help others pursue the field of social work. So go ahead and like this video and comment. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. Let's start off with Instagram. First question is, how likely is it to get a job with a master's if you aren't licensed? I am worried about that. A lot of jobs require you to be licensed simply because when you get into the field of social work, a lot of times you're doing diagnosing and you're diagnosing people, so they want you to be licensed. I will not say that it is hard to get a job without being licensed, but I will say that you will have more opportunities when you are licensed. And I am currently in this position. I have been out of school since May of 2020. And because I have not been a license, I have gotten so many interviews, but I have not gotten the job. I have not gotten the jobs because I am not licensed, but it's okay. All of that is about to change very soon. Okay, next question. Would you do a traveling job? So here's the thing. I would do a traveling job, but I would not want it to be like a travel social worker where I am constantly traveling like every other week. I would not want that, because I mean, I like being around my family and things like that, and I just feel like I don't like to always be on the go. But I would definitely love a job where I can travel maybe 1 to 2 nights a month or a week and go to conferences and things like that. I would love that. But on go all the time traveling, I personally don't think that's for me, because I just love to be around people and I just love, and I just don't want to be away from them too long. Okay, next question is, what population do you love working with / hate working with? So I've said this many times on my videos, but I do not personally like working with children. I do love working with like adolescents and adults, and here's why. I feel like with my gift is through my words. My words are very powerful. A lot of you guys have said this in my comment section, that, you know, I have helped you and inspired you to, you know, fulfill your dreams of becoming a social worker simply by, you know, just hearing my voice. That's all I do on YouTube, is talk. So I feel like my voice is very powerful. So you have to understand that with children, their language is a little bit different. They are play therapy, and I personally am not good with play therapy, nor do I want to do play therapy. I just feel like we're already in an exhausting field as it is, and so to do a play therapy with kids is just really exhausting. Like, it takes a lot of energy out of you. That is a lot. I am good with even though I don't have the best grammar sometimes, because I talk really fast, but it's okay. This is my platform. I feel like I am good with my words, and I have power in my words, and I'm able to connect with people through my words. And I feel like adolescents and adults are able to receive that more than children. So I don't like working with children, but I love children, just don't like working with them. But I love adolescents and adults. So next question. Okay, so this next question, I want to first say that a lot of you sent me some great questions, but this next question, it says, what should I write in my personal essay for grad school application? And I would say be honest and be authentic, and really explain to the school why you want, you know, why they should accept you. Little backstory on me. When I first applied to grad school, I knew nothing about social work. I just knew that I wanted to help people. I was really discouraged about even applying to grad school because I had a 2.5 GPA. However, in my personal statement, I told my university that it would be their loss if they did not accept me into the program. Even with, you know, and that's me being very bold because I had a 2.5 GPA. Numbers did not matter. I knew that I was going to be a great social worker, and I was born to do this. This is my passion. This is my purpose in life. And I basically said that, you know, like, telling them that I understand that I have a 2.5 GPA, but that doesn't mean anything. What matters is what I'm able to do in the field, not what my GPA is. And so I put that. They accepted me into the school, and I graduated with a 3.6, and I was the secretary / treasurer of the honor society. So I obviously contribute something to that university for me to walk away with great accolades. So all right, so the next question is, what state do you plan to get licensed in? So I will be taking my exam again for the second time in Maryland. So I will be getting licensed in Maryland because that's where I currently live. Okay, what are some challenges you face entering the field, like on your first job? So I didn't know anything about social work going in, and that was like one of my challenges when I first started working, because I just felt like I had no experience working in this field. I came from majoring in psychology in undergrad and then working in the nursing field for my entire life basically, and I had no experience. I knew nothing about social work theory. I knew nothing about interventions, nothing about the different levels of social work. So I wasn't confident that I knew what I was doing going into my first position. Great professors and some great supervisors that always gave me feedbacks and gave me techniques on how to become confident. And so in my final semester of grad school, I really thrived. And I found my confidence, but that was something that I really struggled with when I started out. All right, so the next question is, how do you deal with the responses from people when you tell them your major / career? And then she put negative, so I'm guessing that means the negative responses. I haven't experienced this lately. A lot of people, when you tell them that, if you tell them that you do social work, they do have a negative perspective. But if you say that, oh, I'm a therapist, the negative, you don't get as much backlash with that, because a lot of people are now into mental health, and so you get a lot of praise. Like, you know, although it's a hard job, mental health is a growing field right now. All right, so this next one says, more in detail about social work jobs with just an MSW. I feel like I would have to do a video on that and discuss jobs about MSW, so I really don't know how to respond because it's not really a question. It's a video that I would have to do, just going over more MSW jobs that you can get with your going over more jobs that you can get with your MSW. So maybe I'll do a video on that. All right, so the next question says, how did it feel working with clients in your internship? Honestly, looking back at it, so I had 2 separate internships. Looking back at it, I didn't have many negative relationships with my clients. I will say that, again, it was a struggle in the beginning because I wasn't confident in myself. So when I work with older clients, because I look young, I am young, but because I look young, when I was working with older clients, like parent wise, a lot of them did have some negative connotation towards me because they felt like, who is this young girl that don't know nothing about being a parent, because they may assume that I'm not a parent, which I'm not, but they may assume that I'm not a parent, coming into my home teaching me how to raise my kid. So my first internship, I experienced that a lot because I work with kids, and when you work with kids, you have to deal with their parents. So that was just really the only negative thing that I had regarding, you know, clients. Everything else was basically, I enjoy working with my clients, and I had great relationships with all of my other clients. But again, I struggled with the parents when I would work with kids, which is why that is not my preferred population. So the next one says, how did you get experience in the field before graduating the MSW program? Again, internship. So with my school, we had to take 2 internships. So I did part-time, so I was there for 3 years. My first year, I took all classes, which was only 4 total classes for both semesters. And then my second year, I took an internship, and my 3rd year I took an internship, and that's literally how I got all of my experience. I will say that I had some great supervisors, and not even just supervisors, I had great co-workers that were there to offer advice and how to become the best social worker I could be, or the best therapist I could be, because I wasn't a therapist in my first internship. I was just a social worker, and I was doing like PRP. And then in my second one, I was a therapist, and that's what I really wanted to do, was therapy. And most out of that internship, because I was more hands-on within the clinical world, and I had some great therapists there that were there to, you know, just supervise and assist me as much as I needed. So definitely internships is where I got all of my experience from. Okay, so we're gonna now switch over to YouTube. So I did the same thing, put the same post in my community section, and a lot of you responded as well. So let's start. The first question from YouTube, it says, is it hard to separate your feelings from what a client is going through? And I would say yes. A short time of working as a social worker, I have gotten connected with at least about 2 to 3 of my clients. And so how do I separate my feelings? Understand that you work under a code of ethics, and once you become a social worker, you have to live, die, and breathe by the code of ethics. So just setting boundaries for myself. It's hard to not get attached and to not separate your feelings for what a client is going through. Everybody will eventually, if you're in the field of social work, you will connect with at least 1 or 2 of your clients. And it is what it is. Like, we're human. Like, we connect with people, we connect with energy, and it's inevitable. We can't stop. We can't just put a switch on and say stop your feelings, because we can't. Like, we're human. So definitely hard. You're gonna just have to set some when you get into the field, you're just gonna have to definitely set some boundaries for yourself and for your client, so that, you know, you don't become attached. So the next question says, do you think more remote jobs are here to stay due to the pandemic? Is it easy to get a job at a private practice seeing clients right out of school, or is years of experience required? So the first half of the question, the remote jobs, I think that yes, remote jobs are here to stay because of COVID. Even though we have the vaccine, a lot of people are still, you know, not comfortable with seeing people face to face, or even being in a session with their mask on. So I definitely think remote jobs are here to stay. And I think that because of more remote jobs, it will allow for more job opportunities. So that's just my perspective on it. All right, and then they said, is it easier to get a job at a private practice seeing clients right out of school, or does it take years of experience? I would say private practices are always easy compared to bigger like corporations, like government jobs, simply because their requirements are different. A lot of, you can get into a for-profit, a non-profit, a lot of them are under grants. So, you know, their requirements are just different. Now, I will say that you ask if you have to have a lot of experience. No, you're going to come out of grad school in general with experience, at least 2 years of experience, because you have done an internship. So I don't think that you have to have a lot of experience in this field, because there's so many entry-level jobs and social workers are needed. So definitely don't think you need to have a lot of experience in order to get a job straight out of college. I mean, basically because you're going to have the experience from your internships. What advice do you have to someone that changed their major to social work? All I would say is that you go in with an open mind and open heart, especially if you don't know where you want to go within social work. Social work is so broad. I would just say take on any opportunity to gain experience as you can. Okay. All right, so the next question, y'all, I have so many questions. I'm so happy that you guys like even ask me all these questions. The next question, oh, I really like this one. So it says, have you ever needed law enforcement to assist you with a home visit? And then they said, how does your supervisor / director evaluate your work tips for someone just starting an MSW program. Wow, that was a lot. So the first question, how have you ever needed to use law enforcement to assist you in a home visit? So I have not personally needed to have law enforcement come into a home while I was there. However, I have thought about it time and time again what I would do if I needed it. So I work in an urban population. If you don't know what an urban population is, it's usually individuals who are living below the poverty line. That is my population. That's the population I like working with, because a lot of them identify like me. And so because I do live in Baltimore, we all know that Baltimore has a high crime rate. So I had thought about, you know, what I would have to do if that situation was to occur, but I have not. Now, what I will say in regards to safety, if that's something that you're concerned about when you're doing home visits, I would say take some of these tips. So remember, when you go into a house, never let the client sit next to the door. You always sit next to the door because you want to have easier access to get out if you need to. So you don't want to get in a situation where you're trying to leave the home and the client is blocking the door. So you always want to be closer to the door. I learned this the hard way in a role play activity when I was in grad school. My professor was a client who had PTSD, and I was the therapist, and I let him sit next to the door. He lashed out on me and I tried to leave, and he basically attacked me. So always kept that in mind, that you always sit close to the door. Also always know, like, observe the home, know where all the exits are, because, and this is just from a survival tip that I've learned in life in general, that my parents taught me, always know where the exits are, because you never know when you may have to use a window as a door. Okay. So, but no, for real, just understand, get a feel of the client. Never go into clients' rooms or anything like that. If safety is like one of your biggest concern when doing home visits, just make sure that you go in, you don't take anything. Also, if you're going to a home, never park your car inside someone's driveway. You don't want people to block you in. Always park your car leaving in the direction that you're going to leave, just in case you may have to escape and you may have to pull off right away. You don't want to have to back up or turn around or anything like that. You want to just be able to pull out. So if safety is something that you're concerned about, I can do a video on that. So let me know in my comment section if you're concerned about safety in home visits. I'll definitely do that. Tips for someone just starting an MSW program. Again, go in with an open mind and open heart. Understand that your way of living is not how everyone was raised. So don't think that your way is the right way, because just as you thought it was right, that client could think that it's wrong. Always ask questions, whether it's in class or whether it's at your internship. Always ask questions. No question is a dumb question. If you need to know it, ask it, because that's the only way you're going to know. Also, just be patient with your clients when you do get into like your internships, because you have to understand that you are going at the client's pace. So although you think that a client may be getting better, regress. Oh, okay, social work, right? They can regress and they can go back to, you know, old behavior. So pass judgment on no one's life, because no one's story is perfect, and you'll see that as you get into this field, that no one is perfect and people go through a lot. The next one says, what do you do for self-care on harder days? Wow, that's a really great question. It depends. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I need sleep that day, sleep is something that I'll do. If I need to take a nice hot bath, if I need to hang out with friends and get a drink, if I just need me time and watching TV, whatever it is, shopping, whatever it is at that moment. I don't have a specific thing that I do every time I get stressed. It just depends on what's going on at that time. So last question is, favorite / least thing about social work. What is my favorite / least thing about social work? So first of all, one of my favorite things is that I literally get to help people and get paid for it. I get to talk to people every day about life and get paid for it. Just imagine being able to I literally get to talk to people every day about life, about life situations, and give advice and help. And I love that. Like, that's something that I was put on. That's something that I do in my daily life in general, with my friends, with my family. I love talking about life. So even though, you know, working in this field, we're talking about the hard parts of life, I still get to talk about life. And life is a beautiful thing. So that's like my favorite thing. The thing I also like is that I get to use my experience that I learned throughout, you know, grad school and throughout working in this field. I get to use those experiences, and I get to come and I get to share those experiences with you guys, and I love that. I definitely love sharing. Even though I never met you, any of you, I get to share my experience, and I'm still touching a lot of people. Y'all don't understand how it makes me feel when I read the paragraphs that you guys send me telling me how I inspire you, or sis, this was a word, or sis, this, or girl, like, and I don't take any offense to it because I understand the culture and I understand the language. But I've had bad days, right? And I've talked about that on my channel. I've had bad days, but you guys' comments have lifted me up in some of those bad days, letting me know that, you know, I am great and that I will do great and I will be a great social worker. And it lets me know that I'm doing my job, because my job here is to honestly inspire you guys. That's very rewarding to me at the end of the day. Like, I love it. I show my friends some of you guys' comments. I'm like, I can't believe they said that about little me. And you guys give me the confidence that I need for myself sometimes, letting me know that, you know, I'm gonna be great. So if I can help people that I've never seen, just imagine what I can do, what I do for the people that I do see, right? Okay, so what is my least favorite thing about social work? My least favorite thing about social work is home visits. My least favorite thing about social work is definitely home visits. I don't like going into people's homes. I'm more of a telehealth and a in the office type of woman. So that is the end of this video. If you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Again, we are almost at 2,000 subscribers. I'm really excited about that. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Again, I will be doing a giveaway once I hit 2K, so be on the lookout for that. And if you want to ask me a question and you didn't get a chance to submit your question before this video, go ahead and comment in the comment section and let me know what you want to know about social work, and I will answer it in the comment section. I answer everybody's comments. I answer everybody's comments. So you guys, I really appreciate you guys. Like, I didn't expect to get this many questions, and I am so thankful, and I'm thankful that my channel is growing. So thank you, and I will see you in my next one.